And he goes, oh, I almost forgot to tell you. Take your time. And I said, I was gonna. And then he says, sometimes I forget to tell people, which tells me that some people have returned rather quickly with their assignment. So I immediately ask him, I go, hey, what's the fastest anyone's done 20 ejaculations? He goes, 48 hours. And I was like, well, that motherfucker can keep that record. I don't want anything to do with that. It took me 6 months of pretty intense rehab, PT and OT. Shout out to all the PTs and OTs in the world out there working with people. Fantastic. Well, they worked with me so that I could move around again normally and naturally. And then this always gets me, you guys. 7 months to the day after I was injured. I was at home, I was asleep. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I heard my wife scream, but like a real scream, you know, like, ah! So I took a pillow, I turned, and I covered this ear, right? I am trying to sleep. And then she starts calling me out by name. She's like, Tom. And I go, God damn it. This sounds real. So I got up, I made myself something to eat. Poured a drink, and I was like, all right, let's go find her. Now it's 2 a.m. I can't see anything. I'm just following her cries for help, and I finally find her sitting at the bottom of the stairs. And I go, what are you doing? And she goes, I think I sprained my ankle. I turn the light on, and I see that the bone that should be like this is like that. And I go, that is not a sprain. I'm sure of it. And she goes, what should I do? I said, you should do nothing. I will call 911. I have to confess, I was very, very excited to call 911. Have you ever been excited to call where you're like, finally, a good one, you know, like, this is why we play the game. I call, the operator goes 911, and I'm so amped up, I go, get fucking ready. He's like, okay. He goes, you need police, fire, or paramedic? I go, paramedic! But send them all. And he was like, what happened? And I was like, ooh. And I realized that while what I'm about to say is true, it sounds suspicious. But I gotta say it. So I'm like, my wife fell down the stairs. And the operator goes, uh-huh. He goes, how'd that happen? And I was like, I don't fucking know. He goes, was she alone? I'm like, do I need to talk to a lawyer? 4 paramedics show up. I open the door, and they go, what happened? I go, you know the deal. My wife fell down the stairs. And they go, how did it happen? I go, I do not know. They're like, was she alone? I go, talk to my lawyer. He's on the phone right now inside. You know? Then they start tending to her. Like they put her leg in a brace. You know, they start giving her an IV. I lean over to her, and I have a private conversation, as you sometimes do. I go, hey, I want to tell you something. I don't like the way I'm being spoken to here. I feel like everybody's implying I had something to do with this, and I don't like it. And then I walked away. And a few moments later, she decided to make an announcement. Unprompted. She goes, "Guys," and they all turn, and she goes, "He would never hurt me." And I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, "We've been together a long time, and if you think he did this, he didn't." I go, "Shut the fuck up, or I will kill you." Then we get to the hospital, and the doctor's like, "What happened?" I go, "I punched her in the mouth, and she fell down the stairs." And he goes, "I get it, man, I get it. She's super chatty." I go, "I know. You should see her at home." No, she's doing better now. She learned, she gets it, you know. Sandwich at 6. All right, so. She came to a show and she saw me tell that story and she was like, "Can you imagine if you had hit me?" And I was like, yeah. Don't feel bad for her, okay? I'm serious. I just did her a huge solid. She asked me to do this, and I did it. She asked me to get a vasectomy, and I did it. So I got snipped, yeah. See? The women always cheer, and there's always one guy that boos. Like he wanted my full load all up inside of him. Listen, if you're a guy and you're thinking about doing it, do it. It's a routine procedure. You will be nervous the morning of. It's your balls. When you lay on a table, it's very cold. It's like 400 below zero, and they pull up your dress very dramatically. They're like, "What's going on down here?" And your dick just stares at you like, "How could you?" You know? But it's over in 15 minutes, which I think is remarkable. And then you go back a week later for the follow-up. And the follow-up is just a urologist checking you out. He goes, "All right, drop your shorts," you know? And he's like, "All right, He goes, "Yeah, it tastes the same," you know? And he says, he goes, "I'm gonna give you your homework." Those are his words. "I'm gonna give you your homework." I go, "What's my homework?" He goes, "Go home, ejaculate 20 times, bring in your 21st sample in this cup, and we'll test it and let you know if you're clear." And I was like, that ain't shit, you know? I do my homework all the time, baby. So he goes to leave, but he stops at the door. And he goes, "Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. Take your time." And I said, "I was gonna." And then he says, "Sometimes I forget to tell people," which tells me that some people have returned rather quickly with their assignment. So I immediately ask him, I go, "Hey, what's the fastest anyone's done 20 ejaculations?" He goes, 48 hours. And I was like, well, that motherfucker can keep that record. I don't want anything to do with that. That's the champ right there. I went home and took another week off. I was black and blue. I was sore. I was like, all right, you know, but after the week, I was like, it's time to get going. I started slowly, you know. I was like, wake up. Didn't feel the same. It was strange, different, you know. I could feel the system turning on. You know what it reminded me of? You know when you run the heat for the first time in the winter, and you're like, this smells weird, man. Like, I could feel it building up, and I could not get this one intrusive thought out of my head, which was, it's just gonna be blood that comes out. I didn't want it to be. I just kept thinking it. So now I'm jerking off all scared. I was like, It's gonna be blood. But I pushed through. I kept going, and when it finally did go, it wasn't blood. And in relief, I laughed. So my first jack back was me going, yeah.